Cave Story is a game that means a lot to me, and it pioneered a lot of games that would be released later on. I remember back in 2011 playing it on my Wii for the first time, and subsequently not being able to get past the egg corridor because I was a stupid, dumb, shit child. Well, I beat it last year for the first time, so who really won? Shigeru Miyamoto? Cave Story had originally came out in 2004 on PC. It was created by Daisuke Pixel Amaya, and its development process took 5 years, and during that time, a lot had changed, many characters looked different, didn't exist at all, or had different names. There was even a development reset. So today, on Vidya Perplexities, we're going to be having a look at the beta of Cave Story. Now, since this beta never released, mind you, I can only really show off pictures of it and talk about a bit of unused content that is also in the final game. If you want a more thorough look, I'd recommend reading the cutting room floor page of the game, as it's where I got this information from. To start us off, I'm going to be having a look at all the pictures that relate to gameplay or sprites or things of that matter. This first picture here is a sprite sheet with Quo, Balrog, some poos, and a Mimiga, and I believe that is an early version of Sue at the top. And now we have a tiny quote, and what appears to be a green room in the map editor, a sprite sheet for a metal-looking place, a test map with Quote and a couple poos, Quote in some early cave, blasting on some ass, and as you can see there is ammo at the top left and coins at the bottom left, something we'll be getting into more later. Quote in a room alongside a Mimiga and a potted plant, and some gooby wooby down there at the bottom left. Quote only doing what I can assume to be falling through to the depths of hell, as you can see by all these little fire dudes to the left and right of him. Quote fighting an early Balrog with the coin and ammo meters back, alongside an early enemy health bar. Quote talking to a stranger, I can only imagine, along with a door for stupid people. We got Quote blasting some ass with an early rocket launcher. I realize that I've been opening every image with Quote, and I should probably stop that because it's like, no shit, it's Cave Story, he's going to be in the images. Anyways, this is probably like some sort of early waterway or maybe bushlands. We have some little mini poos up there. Oh, and don't forget the coins in the water, because we like money here. Probably an early Mimiga village with a little arms dealer dude right down there that you could have bought guns from. I don't know who this Mimiga is, but they've clearly invested in rabbit tools and maybe some redstone for the computer. We've got murder. I don't even know what to say about this one. There's like these weird face blocks, and they have saws around them. Probably an early sand zone. I mean, there's like skeletons on the sand and shit, and he's got like a machine gun, which you would have gotten from Curly. Did I mention that Quote's name in the beta was Curly? I feel like I should, because I've been calling him Quote the whole time. That was intentional because I didn't want to confuse people, but now that I got it out of the way, I'm still going to call him Quote. This is probably an early aqueduct with no girlfriend to save, so you're on your own, buddy. A nice, quaint little house with a potted plant and an indoor swimming pool. God, I wish I could have something like that. Okay, so I'm fucking stupid and I realized I had my air conditioner on running in the background when I was covering the later half of those gameplay pictures. So I turned that off. Sorry, that was probably really distracting. Anyways, we've got two early inventory screens. One with a couple guns in Quote's inventory, a health meter, some coins, and 999 for ammo. Now, I can't read that Japanese text, but I assume it probably says something like dummy, or placeholder, or maybe just pistol, I don't know. The next one actually has a bit more to look at. I assume those are guns. I mean, they have ammo next to them, there's a letter, an orange, and what appears to be two health keys. They look like keys, so I'm going to call them health keys. Soon enough, I'm going to start running out of pictures to show you guys. But now onto the art. This one looks like early concept art for the sand zone. Quote sleeping with that little fucking mushroom cap guy right next to him. Pissed me off. Fucking hated that fight. It sucked. It was so hard. Gah! Some more pictures of Quote. Concept art for the different phases of the court fight. Sue in her glorious beta form. Very buff Quote, which is canon by the way. And a collage of cinematic looking photos. Pixel said that the old man in these is actually the one who created Quote, and that the girl is actually Misery. As for unused entities, there's only 4 that I could find here. One is Igor's head. Just his head. Yeah. There's an early Balrog boss fight where he just to shoot 3 bullets at you, jump to the other side of the room, shoot 3 more, and then jump back, and then just, repeat that, which is pretty weak for the best and strongest character in the game. But this was a mini-boss, so you gotta give him some credit. There's another entity that's just called Spirit, and it slowly move around the player and swerve towards them and whatnot. The last listed unused entity is Curly's machine gun, which is just a version of Curly's machine gun that can't fire. Pope was supposed to hold it during the credits, which I think is weird because it could have just used Curly's actual machine gun and it would have worked. I mean, if this beta version doesn't fire, then clearly he wasn't meant to fire during the credits, so could have just used the actual machine gun without firing it, and it would have worked the same, so I don't really get why. I mean, my speculation was that since the early version of the guns used ammo, this is sort of a leftover remnant from that period of development, and since ammo doesn't exist in the game anymore, and all the guns just, well, they do have infinite ammo, but you can't really buy ammo, you can't shoot this gun because you don't have that specific type of ammo. I don't know, this is just my speculation. In the game's code lies an object called the Beast Fang. The description says you're not supposed to find this, how'd you do it? And you would have been able to find it in the Yamashita farm, under where the health capsule is. Pixel later stated that it belonged to the Red Ogre that you can find in the last cave. I think this was the most interesting unused object, but there are some other ones, mostly related to projectiles and enemies, so I'll just flash up the list on screen here. There's actually a multitude of unused scripts in the game, but I'm not going to be covering them because I kind of find them boring, but then they're also really technical. I will mention them though, and you're free to go look into that if you want to. In the files of the game, there's an early version of the plantation that can be found. It's not too different, only a couple doors that don't line up with the final version, but I figured I'd mention it here because it's the only one of 2. There's also another map called Cook, dated August 7th, 2002, so this is before the development of the game went under reset. And alas, that is all I could find. I'm glad Cave Story came out the way we got it though. If things were too different, we wouldn't have gotten Balrog. Or Choco. And that'd make me sad, and a virgin. Maybe one day, Pixel will release some of the beta builds for the public to play and tinker around with. That'd be nice. But, this has been it for Vidya Perplexities. Thank you for watching. Another day, another end card. You guys just watched the Cave Story beta video. And man, I apologize that I had to push it back a day, but I had to attend a birthday party, and as we all know, that's life or death. You can't get past those. Anyways, I did a dumbass creepypasta read aloud the other day, and I'm gonna be doing maybe another one, maybe another Vidya Perplexities. I don't know, it depends. These are a bit harder to do. I definitely have to script them and sit down, and I try not to sound like I'm droning on when I read them, so like, the creepypasta read-alouds probably sound a bit more livelier than these, but this is my first time doing one of these, so yeah. And even as I was producing it, I was like, damn, I really should have done a better job on the intermissions, because you're just jumping from topic to topic, me. But anyways, that was the Cave Story video. I hope you all liked it. Leave a comment if you got any recommendations. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye. I love you. Mwah.